What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. We are back again, people. Yeah. Um, I mean, the Carabao Cup final. It was days ago. Why are you still talking about it? Yeah. I know a lot of people are over it, but I'm still not over it. You know, I was planning on taking a few days off, but there is quite a lot of news today, so I thought we'll check back in, you know what I mean, and have a conversation. Big up to everyone. Hope you're well. The suit was too suity. I'm telling you, bro. You know, the stream was too streamy. It's all mad, people. It's all mad. But yeah, we're here, people. We're here, and we got a few things to talk about. I'm definitely not over it, man. I'm definitely not over it. And we'll talk about a few things surrounding it that have happened since. And we'll sort of break that down. But yeah, man, hit the like button, people. I appreciate everyone tuning in. It is probably a good time to have a little bit of a break from Arsenal, to be honest. I don't know. It's just, I think we need to regroup, refocus, go again for that last little run in, and hopefully we end up at least winning the title, man. I mean, I'm looking at the 3 trophies right now, and I'm going, just get out of there with the league. I know a week ago we were sitting here going, you know, can we win 2, 3, 4 trophies? Give me that title and get out of there. I mean, I want the Champions League, actually. If you offered me 1 trophy, I want the Champions League. I want the star above the badge, but a lot of people want the league title. And listen, beggars cannot be choosers. That is one thing that I've learned over the years. But do you know what? What do I start off with here? There's so much to talk about today. I'll start off by talking about the non-Arsenal story, and then we'll delve into it, because there's a few things that we need to talk about, and I'll wait for everybody to sort of get in the chat, and then we'll delve into some of the Arsenal things that are frustrating me beyond what happened in that cup final. The big breaking news that came out last night is Mo Salah is leaving Liverpool. One of the best goal scorers to play in the Premier League probably ever, to be honest. I say goal scorers because I do think there are players that are better than him, but in terms of his numbers and what he's achieved at Liverpool, there's no debate over his talent as a goal scorer playing out wide. He's one of the best we've ever seen. Very interesting that Liverpool are going to allow Mo Salah to leave on a free, despite having a contract until 2027. Liverpool accept Salah's desire to try a new chapter in his career after making history. Now, sometimes you try and do the maths without knowing the numbers. Make that make sense. But I'm looking at this going, why would they let Salah go for nothing? When we know that clubs in Saudi are desperate to sign him. And they're letting him go for nothing. There must have been, I think after that January situation, they're probably like, look, we're going to get rid of you. He's probably gone, I don't think so, mate. 400 grand a week, I'll see it out. And they've panicked and gone, we'll let you go for nothing. Just to get him off the wage bill, 400 grand a week. It'd be interesting. Someone said bring him to Arsenal. It'd be interesting if a Premier League club would go in for him. I don't think they will. But yeah, it looks like he'll be going to Saudi. MLS clubs being linked with him as well. But Al Ittihad, who had Benzi, they've got a lot of wages to spend. So I reckon Salah ends up in Saudi. In terms of Liverpool, I don't think it's bad. And it's always difficult when a legend of your club leaves, but I think Liverpool need to rebuild. I think their strikers will become their big hitters. I still think Isak can be a big success there. But I think they should get rid of their manager as well, to be honest. So, yeah. Salah is on his way out, people, on a free. That's the big news. So, it'll be a leaving tour for Mo Salah with Liverpool towards the end of the season. Maybe that inspires them to get Champions League football. Rooker said, I'm still fuming. See, I blame you. It's all my fault, guys. Oh, guys. I didn't wear the Levi jeans, guys. It's my fault, guys. Big up Mohammed. I'm still devastated, bro. We got to keep pushing the community forward. Hopefully we grab one of the other trophies. Do you know what it is? This is what I want to say while we're talking about this League Cup. This is only my opinion. Not everybody will agree with this, but this is what I'm saying. We can still win other trophies, so that's the positivity, right? We can still win the Prem. We're favourites to win the Prem. But there's nothing wrong with feeling hurt about what happened on Sunday afternoon. There's nothing wrong with feeling angry about what happened on Sunday afternoon. The thing that I just don't like with parts of our fan base is we build something up and then when it goes wrong, we downplay it. Why can we never acknowledge things for what they are? I heard people saying, listen, if we win the Carabao Cup, it'll be a game changer moving forward. Then we lose the Carabao Cup. Oh, the Wolves defeat was worse. It's only the Carabao. So it's only the Carabao Cup. Let's talk about it. We'll get it out of the way and then we'll talk about some other stories, right? This guy, I've met this guy a few times. Good guy when I've met him. This guy is also one of the main reasons that I support this football club. And Tim's is saying, see, don't, please. No, I'm sorry. We're doing it. We're doing it. Your suit cost us, said Tracer. This guy's one of the main reasons I support Arsenal. You've retired. You're a pundit. You're one of the main Arsenal guys in the media. So when we look at you talk, we're looking at you from the fans' point of view and saying, speak for us. Represent us in the right way. Ian Wright on the Arsenal fans after the Carabao Cup loss. I was really surprised seeing Arsenal fans upset about losing the Carabao Cup. That's not a good start, mate. He then says, really, you're chasing the Premier League and you're here crying over a League Cup? That's interesting. Everyone knows the main target is the league, even the Champions League. Why waste time dwelling on this? Just get behind the players, push them, let them fight to the end to win the league. Simple. Whew. Okay. It's only the Carabao Cup. I mean, why did you accept working the Carabao Cup? Why didn't you, when they called you on Sky and said, listen, Ian, we want you to do the Carabao Cup, we'll give you 100 grand, you know what I mean, 4 or 5 hours work. Why didn't you say, no, I'll leave it, mate. It's the Carabao Cup. What I thought was very interesting, what I thought was really interesting, Ian. What I thought was really interesting is, well, you won the League Cup. You won the League Cup. And you look pretty happy with the League Cup on your head. Well, it's only the League Cup. Move on. It don't mean nothing. Why are we crying about it? You look happy with the League Cup on your head, so why wouldn't Saliba have looked happy with the League Cup on his head? Why wouldn't Declan Rice have looked happy with the League Cup on his head? But it's only the League Cup. Don't cry about it. Just support them. Cool. Why? Because you said so? No. No. You got paid thousands of pounds to attend that League Cup. We didn't. We didn't. We put our time, energy, and effort into it. You was joking with Semenyo. Oh, you had Nkapé on his hind legs. Disappointing. I'm sorry. Disappointing. A lot of these players that we looked up to as players, the punditry game, they've gone down a completely different route. Anyway, big up Matty. Ian needs to read the room. Exactly. He never read the room, unfortunately. We've just got to put up and shut up, apparently. That's what we're being told. Put up and shut up. Get on with it. Be happy that your team's competing. That's what they're telling us, basically. You know what I mean? We don't care. We allowed City to come to London and take the P. I don't know if you guys watch the videos. You see how many of them were just saying, second again, ole, ole. Anybody in the chat, Arsenal fan, who went to that game, let me know what that game was like. Because I know people who went to that game and said, what was it like? Said, horrible. Horrible. Arsenal fans left the stadium 10, 15 minutes to go. Cup final. You're 2-0 down. Our fans are swarming out of the stadium on a Sunday afternoon with 15 minutes to go. Why? You've paid all that money, bro. Watch it till the end. I've seen teams score 2 late goals in a final. Why are you going home? What's the rush? Elton said, Wright, it was my idol in the 90s. This comment disappointed me. I hate it when they are not honest. It was so sad to see Willow's face. It's a good job that Saliba signed that contract, I'm telling you. Good job he signed that contract because it looked like it hurt him a lot. Wright is a fraud, sold his soul to this ish club. The worst thing is, you know, Ian, Wright, he doesn't even directly work for Arsenal. He works for Adidas, who obviously work with Arsenal. So what tends to happen is when the new kit comes out in the summer, they'll send Ian Wright to promote the kit. So effectively, he works for Adidas. Keown actually works for Arsenal. You know what I mean? He was at the Champions League draw as Arsenal's representative, and he's on TalkSport just absolutely like embarrassing himself at points. You know, he's going to the point of like putting this team above the Invincibles. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Relax. Apparently, you can't criticize the manager. No, you're not a real fan if you criticize him. That's what they're telling us. He's the Spanish Southgate. Yeah, listen, big up the Arsenal ladies, man. Big up the Arsenal ladies. You represent, you know what? Maybe we should change this to Arsenal women and do, you know, support them because they win trophies. Their manager's ruthless. They play on the front foot. They score goals. They win trophies. The only parade at the Emirates has been the Arsenal ladies winning the European Cup. Big up to them. Russo and them. Yo, man, come on. We got the wrong... Swap managers. Swap managers will win trophies. Jeez, what's going on here, man? Yo, they're attacking. They attack. Russo is better than Gyökeres. We'll swap manager, striker, style of football, all of it. All of it. Big up KO, yo, Curtis. Big from Brooklyn, New York, Young Hover. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Blueprint Anniversary Concert, Yankee Stadium, 10th and 11th. What are you saying? Also, I need to show... Listen, mate. KO, if you come here for an impression, you ain't going to get one. I'm not in the mood, mate. We've lost the Carabao Cup. And Ian Wright selling his soul to Adidas, mate. I'm not in a good mood. You know what I mean? We eat brick, sweet wood, we eat concrete. You know what I mean? I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I'm losing my touch with that. I need to practice that. Big up Chloe Kelly and them, man. Proper. I'm telling you. Russo, yo, ballers. Bad boy goals. Bad boy goals. Bad gal goals. You know what I mean? I actually got a call this morning saying, do I want to go to the Gunner concert tonight? I said, nah, I'll leave it. I'm old school, man. Trust me, man. That I still feel like he snitched. I don't like it. But his music's good. His music's good. I can't lie, but it'll be a good vibe. But we'll leave it. We'll leave it. But then you hear some of the songs, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, it is a wave. But I'm not going. I'm not going. And the tickets are expensive as well, by the way. I ain't paying a lot of money for a rapper that I'm not even massively into. So, nah, we ain't going. All the Chelsea players are gonna, yeah. I see that. You're going in Amsterdam. I know, man, I know. People tell me all the time, like, you got to stop with that unks thing, man. You know what I mean? It ain't like that no more. I said this the other week. They said, you want to go Gunner concert? I said, nah, man, I'm old school, man. He ratted. They said, yo, let that go, man. His music's wavy, man. Go to the concert and enjoy yourself. I said, nah, I don't know if I can. And then I said, how much the ticket? They said the price. I said, I'm definitely not going. So he said, oh, if the ticket was cheap, you would have ignored everything that you just said. I said, I don't know, maybe. It's Wednesday, it's a quiet week. Jamaica play Thursday night, you know what I mean? You paid for the car park ticket. We'll say no more about that, my people. That's a dark secret, Nimbo, that we don't talk about. It's like Almunia and that. We just keep that hidden away. It never happened. Cole Palmer probably will be on stage with dreadlocks. Have you been to a 50 Cent concert? I've been to 3 and I've met him. You know what I mean? I've been to DMX concert. That's one of the best I've seen. I've been to loads. But yeah, you know what I mean? You're coming in. We've lost the Carabao Cup. Now you want to talk about the Drake car park. Just let it go, man. I made a mistake. I was on tour. I was hyped. It was 4 a.m. Thoughts on Whisper being left out? I just don't understand, Robert. One thing I don't understand even more than Arsenal is the Jamaica national team. I heard all this, oh, don't worry, for the playoffs, they're going to call up, big players. They're going to go for big players and really make a big effort to qualify. you leave one of your best players out and you're calling up players from League One and League Two in England. Who knows? Maybe they surprise me. I wouldn't be surprised they lose to New Caledonia. You know, I mean, never mind the Congo game. Never mind the Congo game, bro. If they don't win, then I'm fuming. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see. Whisper's playing under 21. Why? Why? Why would you put him in the under 21s? One of the best players. I'll tell you what we'll do. Put one of our best players in the under 21s when we need to qualify for the World Cup. Anyway, do I just let go of the... Let's let go of the Carabao Cup for today. For today, I'll let go. I had another one planned, but we'll leave it. We'll move on. It's gone. Nothing we can do about it. If Jamaica qualify, wow, it'll be unbelievable. It will be unbelievable. Is Glasner a better manager than Arteta? Would Arteta win the FA Cup with Crystal Palace? I mean, he's only won one FA Cup with Arsenal, 6 years and $1 billion. Glasner's won an FA Cup with Palace while selling Elise, selling his best players. Never cared about that trophy anyway. Energy drink competition, people. We downplay it now. These ex-players are sellouts on Arsenal's payroll. See the problem with a lot of these players. I remember Kev telling me one time, he said he just about missed the sort of money train of the Premier League. Now, in terms of where we're at, they made big money compared to the majority of us, but they missed where the Prem sort of just went crazy. Do you know what I mean? With the money. So a lot of these players, when they retire, they're not set for life. A lot of that generation, like Keown's sort of time frame. So they're not sitting there going, yo, man, this is 25, 30 million in the bank. I'm good. Like, they have to work. So they're going wherever the money is. They're going where the money is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Glasner won the Europa League as well. Ireland do you know what? I really hope Ireland qualify. I hope Ireland qualify, man. Their fans are wavy as well. Speaking of Ireland, by the way, just quickly, before we get into some of these transfer stories, Arsenal have finally announced. I knew about this game for a long time. I mentioned it, but they dropped a curveball because I was told about 2 months ago. I think I mentioned it on here. Arsenal are going to go to Ireland and go to Italy. That's what I was told. They're meant to be playing Girona in Italy, even though Girona are Spanish. Friendly against Girona in Italy. And I was told they were going to play Liverpool in Ireland, which I thought that'll be a massive game because there's a massive Liverpool fan base in Ireland. Arsenal got quite a big fan base there as well. They dropped a curveball and give Real Betis. Oh, that's an unbelievable game. Real Betis, what? I think what Arsenal are doing, when I was speaking to somebody the other week, they were saying, because I was like, why are you not going on a big tour? Imagine you win the Prem. Why would you not go on a big tour? They're saying, you know, a lot of the players are going to the World Cup. It's been a long season. They're going to do a short tour of Europe. I think they're going to go to Italy for 5 or 6 days, do 3 or 4 days in Ireland, and then they're going to have quite a big Emirates Cup because that takes you into August. So they're going to play 2 or 3 big games at the Emirates to get, like, sort of have a later pre-season. Obviously, they're thinking if they win the league or the FA Cup, that would mean a Community Shield. It would also mean a Super Cup if they were to win the Champions League. The reason I'm showing you this now is because these tickets go on sale in 4 minutes' time on pre-sale. I think it's if you're an Arsenal member, you can buy them, and then they're going out on Ticketmaster on Friday, I believe. So the reason I'm showing you this now is maybe you live in Ireland, maybe you want to go, maybe you haven't had a chance to go on the tours because they've been in America or they've been in Singapore. These tickets literally go on sale in 3 minutes. So if you do want to go, then yeah, go and get your tickets in 3 minutes' time. If it was Arsenal-Liverpool, I'd say you better hurry up. Them tickets are going to fly off the shelves. With it being Real Betis, I don't know if them, I know there is quite a lot of Arsenal fans in Ireland. I don't think it will be too difficult. So hopefully I will be there, people. I will be there. You know what? If I'm there, I need to go and visit Dundalk. That's my number one priority. I want to do a tour of Dundalk's stadium. I want to see what Dundalk are about after I've trolled them for about 4 years. But yeah, Real Betis, not the best of games. But listen, if we've won the league, I suppose we don't care who we're playing. So yeah, tickets go on sale in 2 minutes' time now. Right, let's get into the nitty gritty of this show, people. Because Bellerin, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot. Hecky B's there, man. He'll be planting trees. Should have played Dundalk. Yeah, I would have liked that. Super Cup talk. Yeah, I don't want to get carried away with that. Timsy said, Yoker has 16 goals out of 26 shots, 61% conversion rate. Haaland 29 out of 74. Ekitike 16 out of 34. We don't feed the guy. You know what? That's a brilliant stat. I like that stat because it tells you one of two things, don't it? It tells you that Gyökeres' conversion rate is very good. It's got a better conversion rate than Haaland. But ultimately, I always think the top goal scorers have the most shots. If you go over the last few years, I bet Haaland, Salah, these guys have the most shots. You miss the most, you score the most. You know what I mean? So there's a massive problem there as to how's Haaland had nearly 3 times as many shots than Gyökeres. I'm 50-50 with Gyökeres. He's not a write-off, but he's not amazing. It's like there is something there, but we have to give him the ball more. But then does he have to do more when he gets the ball? I don't know. I might do a video around it, but that's a good start. I appreciate that. Contracts with TV as a pundit, yeah. Big up Ruckus, yeah. You shouldn't be compromised, though, man. Even if you're working for TV, surely you can say your real opinion. But anyway, the show's going to go downhill from here, people, because Eberechi Eze, remember him? The informed guy who scored the amazing volley against Leverkusen, a maverick that's going to lead us to the title. Yeah, I did see Cherki doing kick-ups in his video with France. Listen, just quickly, by the way, before we get into the Eze conversation, saw a lot of Arsenal fans angry with Cherki, right? It's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. I rate what Cherki did. Arsenal fans might hear this and in this chat and be annoyed with what I'm saying. I rate what Cherki did against Arsenal. He showboated. They knew they had us. No, did people get angry with Muhammad Ali when he started, putting his hands down and start dancing and swinging around his arm and stuff like that? What are we doing, man? Football is too robotic now. He knew they had us on the ropes. There was nothing left. Do kick-ups. I'd love to see an Arsenal player. I'd love to see Saka doing kick-ups because we're 2-0 up in a cup final. I'd be going mad. I'd be going crazy. This is what I'm talking about. I'd be loving it. Arsenal, it's disgusting. It's disrespectful. It's sport, bro. You seen what boxers say about each other before they go into a fight. They disrespect each other's families and all sorts. They don't give a damn. They still shake hands after fights a lot of the time. What Cherki did, I rate it. Your team put yourself in a situation where you enabled yourself to do that. You know what I mean? So I rate it, man. I rate it. I saw I don't know if those quotes were real, what I saw. I saw him say something about Nani. Was that true? I don't know if that's a real quote or whether a Man United fan had edited that. He said something like he used to watch Nani when he played for Man United. I thought Nani was quite skillful, but I don't know whether that was you think that was classless? I honestly, Patrick, I don't have any problem with it. I don't have any problem with it. I think showboating is a part of sport. And the thing is, you have to earn the right to showboat. If you showboat at 0-0 and your team get beat, you're an idiot. If you showboat at 2-0 and you win a cup final, I think you've got every right to do that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me. I had enough problems to worry about. You know what I mean? We were 2-0 down. Ronaldinho used to do it all the time. You know what I mean? These men used to do rainbow flicks over people's head. Remember when JJ Okocha rainbow flicked it over Ray Parlour's head? It's football, man. I think we've lost the art of skill and entertainment, and I'm going to embarrass you. Street football, man. You know what I mean? Street football is being lost. We ain't got enough street footballers. Yeah, apparently the Cherki comments about Nani were fake, people were saying. But I know he did put the video up of him doing kick-ups with France. That obviously was real. So, yeah, man, I think we need more street football. I like the fact that Ben White, he didn't hurt him, did he? He was trolling that as well. R10 used to do kick-ups around 3 players. I remember that one. Yeah, Panenka is you could say is a disrespectful thing to do, but you do it, man. It's football. Embarrass your opponent. Still shake hands afterwards. Is what it is. Right, Sammy Mockbell put out this last night. I was going to go live last night, actually, but there are concerns Eberechi Eze will miss around a month of action through a calf injury, with sources indicating he could miss between 4 to 6 weeks. Wow. Wow. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 4 to 6 weeks. Honestly, man, when you come to Arsenal, you might as well just injure yourself doing the medical. Does any player come to Arsenal and survive? Just go through a season without getting injured? I mean, he's only just really got into the team properly, consistently, got in form. Havertz been injured, Odegaard injured. You saw that performance against Tottenham. He follows it up with Bayer Leverkusen. You're going, wow, Eze's arrived. We're all hyping the Palace. Eze's finally here. And calf's got, go straight to the physio. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. You know what I mean? Monopoly settings. Obviously, the only positive is he's already been out for 1 week. There's a 2-week international break. So if it is 6 weeks, you could be looking at 3 weeks. But then I don't know whether they're saying the 4 weeks is from now. Remember, Arteta said that he needed another scan at the end of the week. So he's obviously pulled his calf. It's mental, honestly. He hasn't even played that much, really. But he's going to miss some big games. He'll obviously miss Sporting Lisbon. We just got to hope that he's back for City away. Got to hope that he's back for City away. Might as well go ahead and shut it down. That's the season for him. We must have some form of an injury ritual at this club, says Matt. It's crazy. It's Dalman's time. Well, well, you think it's Dalman's time, Keith. And you're saying just play Dalman, but that's our mentality. There's only one guy that's going to be playing in that 10 role, people. There's only one guy that's going to be playing in the 10 role. El Capitan. Because also in the same article from Sammy Mockbell, the hugely anticipated return of Martin Odegaard is expected to soften the blow of losing Eberechi Eze to injury. No, it doesn't, mate. The Arsenal captain has been sidelined for a month with a knee issue. Is targeting a comeback immediately following the international break. Don't worry, guys, we're saved. The captain's back. Oh, dear God, is back. I mean, listen, man. Yeah. Expectation, Max Dalman, reality, High School Musical. Yo, he's probably dancing around the training ground as we speak. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Odegaard's back, guys. Odegaard's back. Do you know the funny thing with Arsenal is we have this thing in the Arsenal fan base that you can watch a player for years and you know they're not good enough. You watch them every week, you go, he's not good enough. Not good enough. The moment they get injured, people go, can't wait for him to come back. And you go, why? I go, oh, yeah, oh. I've heard people say, oh, Havertz is back. I said, yeah, so what? Oh, you know, Havertz. All right, he started the cup final. How'd he get on? Oh, Mr. Sitter. Okay, cool. Oh, we need Odegaard back. Yeah, for what? To tell the crowd to make more noise. Come on, come on. Make some noise. We've got a throw in. Do you see Havertz the other day? Mr. One-on-one. Yeah, he wins a corner and he's telling the fans to make more noise. Do you know what, mate? We'd make noise if you bent it into the bottom corner and put us 1-0 up. We'd make real noise then. We'd be celebrating a goal. You've won a corner, bro, and you're telling us, come on, make noise. But don't worry, guys. Odegaard's back. Is that, well, you know, if we find the players, we will do it. It's crazy. Please, man, just roll back the years, 22, 23. Roll back the years. Just give us 10 games. Then do what you want. I love the fact he said the anticipated return. No one ain't waiting for that return, bro. No one ain't waiting for that return. So I don't know what the hype's about. I don't know where that hype's coming from. But anyway, Odegaard's back. Listen, I don't know who's the better option, Odegaard or Havertz. Probably, at least Odegaard sort of gets on the ball, but then he don't really do nothing with it. He just spins around. I'm spinning around. Move out of my way. They're going to run out of tissues with this guy back. Do you know what was crazy, right? I saw a video the other day. I don't know if I'll get away with playing this. I saw a video the other day of Saka. Oh, I still got it. I'll get it ready while we're doing this. But Odegaard is that slime from Ghostbusters. Odegaard, Havertz is useless in midfield. Martin Minogue, yeah? Yeah. Stupid from Cherki because we play him again. Well, yeah, as you said now, all you've got to do, if I'm Arteta and I'm inside that dressing room at the Etihad, all I would do, I would walk in there with a screen, I'd press play, and you'd see Cherki doing kick-ups in the cup final. And then I'd turn it off and say, go out on that pitch. Although saying that, they'll probably kick him and get sent off. So I don't know if that's a good idea either, to be honest. But you know my drift. If that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what does. If I was a player, I'd be sitting there going, oh my days, like, I can't believe that they think they can do that. Right, I found this video, right? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. This wasn't even part of my plan for this show, but I'll read out these super chats. Samuel said, see, Jamaica qualify for the World Cup or Arsenal win the Prem or Champions League. Arsenal win the Prem. Jamaica have to wait. It's not like you said win the World Cup. You said qualify. I still remember Reggae Boys 98, Robbie Earl. We'll keep it moving. I need Arsenal to win trophies, bro. Curtis Wood Daichi put Cherki or 29. I mean, listen, mate, I'm not the most skillful player, but I appreciate what Cherki did. But that donkey, I'd have him in a headlock. I'd DDT him, mate. You know what I mean? I'd make him tap out. He's weak. He's absolutely weak. He'd never get in my team, mate. Never. Wheat bricks, wheat wood, wheat concrete. I'd never have that donkey anywhere near my team. Did you notice the pitch looks better since no snot? People are blaming the snot for the pitch. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you know what? The reason I wanted to play this video, and we'll risk it, and this, if you're watching on playback, this video might not be there at this point, because if I get in trouble, I'm going to have to edit this part out. So if you're watching live, you're here. I had to remind myself of what this guy was. And I'll mute this as well. Let me change the playing speed of it as well. Maybe that will help me. I genuinely can't believe what has happened to Bukayo Saka. Because I said, you know what? I'm going to watch a video of him. I need to see a compilation and see what he was. Just to remind myself of how good he was. This is a 1-minute video, right? Watch this video. I'm going to mute it and change the speed. I don't know if you guys can see this properly, actually. I can't get it on full screen. Can I get it on full screen? Moving like a proper unks here. No, stinker. But anyway, you might be able to see it. Look at how he was going on. I'll get out of the way. Look how he was going on. Look at these goals. Top bins. Look at him. Tottenham. chopping defenders. Look, he's got man skating. What have you done to him? Mikel, look what you have done to our star boy. This was our main player, the future of this football club. Look at him. Every minute. Look at the... I mean, that one's lucky. Different celebrations. Look at him. Look, megged, right foot, bottom corner. You can't defend him. Still not overly skillful. Right foot, bottom corner, left foot. Look at him. Bayern Munich. Hold that. Neuer. What have you done? Mikel, honestly, mate, you should be arrested for this. Look at him. Look how easy. Look at him. Twisting and turning defender. What have you done to him? You literally ruined our star boy. You turned him into a packet of Starburst. You burst his hamstring. Look at him. Left foot, right foot, near post. Look at him, man. I can't believe it. Mikel, you, mate, you have got a lot to answer for. And that was only 1 minute. There's another one, 3 minutes. But I can't risk playing 3 minutes. Look how easy he's getting away from defenders. Look at the types of goals. Near post, top corner, far corner, finesse, drills, baller. Mikel's got his hamstring hanging up. Ruined him. Absolutely ruined him. I can't believe it, how easy he makes goal scoring look. I don't think it is the 300k curse. I honestly don't. I know we refer to it a lot. Oh my God, he's on 300k. He wasn't playing well before he signed. He signed the contract, what, a month, 6 weeks ago? Well, announced it anyway. I heard it was done months ago. He hasn't played well all season. Do you know what I mean? I think the 300k just is coincidental that his form dropped off since the hamstring. He barely runs. Look how easy he gets away from defenders on them previous clips. It's easy. He didn't even have to do much of a trick to get that yard of space. He was finishing with ease. I look at two things. Do you think it's low desire? I don't know, man. I've seen people saying that. He's on too much money. Hunger's not there. I don't know. I just don't think he can operate at the same level physically because of what they've done to him. He can't run. He hasn't got that pace anymore. He wasn't lightning quick before anyway. But listen, as I said before, the only thing that I'm hanging on to, because we're giving him a 5-year deal, so there isn't a get-out clause. I read the interview of Osman Dembele. He said it took him over a year to adapt. Dembele was lightning quick. And he said when he had that injury at Barcelona, for the whole of the next season, it's like he was thinking while he was playing. He said, you know, football, you play at your best when you're doing things naturally and you run and you know that you can really run. He said for the whole of the next season, he was like playing, thinking like, can I go into a full sprint or is my hamstring going to tear? So it's like he was second guessing himself. He said it took him over a year to adapt to the way his body felt. So I'm hoping that the same thing happens with Saka, that next season he comes back. But my concern is, you know, he's going to go to the World Cup. He's going to play every game for England. Do you know what I mean? And then come back for pre-season and then go again. It's like, I actually think Arsenal, they're not going to do this, but I think they should almost give him an extended break. I genuinely wouldn't mind if Saka missed like the first 4 games of next season. I think there has to be a point that you give him time off. Because I think we rushed him back last season because of the Champions League. The league season was done, but I think they looked at it and thought, if we get past Real Madrid, we could win the Champions League, get him back. And he did well against Real Madrid, you know, scored in the Bernabeu. And I think we're sort of paying the price for it now. Rushed him back, went on tour, played the whole season. Then he's going to go to the World Cup. Remember, he's pulled the other hamstring this season after tearing the other hamstring last season. So his body's a bit... I think he needs a break. Listen, That's my opinion. Some of you will disagree and say, look, he's back from injury, he needs to get on with it. But I think he does need a break. I wouldn't bring him back at the start of pre-season. But anyway, we'll see. Rest and light training. Rohan said, I'm babying Saka. I think you've got to allow him to... Listen, I'm not saying he was on Salah's level. Salah, his numbers don't lie. But we can't just give up on the guy, can we? He's on a 5-year deal on 300 grand, so we've got to try and get him back to his best. Joe said, I tore my hamstring playing rugby. How to remove, learn how to run again, and still took about a year to get fully to speed. Yeah, and a lot of people who've done their hamstring have said that. See, it's crazy because Gabriel did the same injury, and Gabriel looks fine, but Gabriel obviously doesn't have to sprint as much in defence. Havertz did the same injury, but again, doesn't really run as much. Sell Saka, he's done. Nah. They're not going to sell him. Hamstring tears are very nasty. Like, listen, for every Elise and Dembele that has had that injury and come back and got maybe even back to a higher level, there's Fernando Torres, there's Daniel Sturridge, there's Michael Owen, and these guys talk openly about tearing a hamstring ruin their careers. They were never as explosive. So... Chaitanya said, big up Big C. I see the only way to Saka is to sign an elite left winger like Kvara, get some pressure off him. He gets loaded and doubled up. Elite left winger would be chaos. The double up thing is something that I think top wingers have to deal with anyway. But what I agree with is if you've got two quality wingers, you can't double up on both of them. You can't give up 4 players for the sake of 2. That's going to create too much space. So it's like when you played Liverpool, a lot of the time you had to double up on Mane because he was so lethal on the ball. And then Salah would go to work on the other side. It's like Barcelona. You know, Lamine will probably dance past 2 of them anyway, but then Rafinha's one-on-one and he'll go. And so I agree. We need that elite left winger so that they've got to go, do we double up on Saka or do we double up on... I mean, you've said Kvara, but I just don't think we can get Kvara. I would love to get him. He'd be my number 1 choice. But yeah, your point is correct. Get another left winger. But as I always say, if you look back through the times of wingers, whether you go back to, somebody just said there, Gareth Bale or Robin or Cristiano or whoever, the best wingers deal with 2 defenders. Wingers are not left one-on-one. You know, like I said, I used to go and watch Palace a lot. Good friends with Balassi. They try and double up on Balassi. He'll take both of them on. He'll twist one up and then go past the next one. Oh, we'll double up on Zaha. Yeah, no problem, mate. I'll run through the middle of you, if anything, both of you. Wingers are supposed to take 2 players on, to be honest. If you're 1v1, it's, oh my days. He's 1v1, he's going to rip him apart. 2 should be like standard for top wingers. But like I say, the difference is now, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of these modern day players who are coming through academies, particularly in this country, they're so programmed that wingers now don't risk taking 2 players on as often. You look at Grealish at Villa, he run at 2 players. You look at Grealish at City, he looked like he was buffering. He's like, shall I run at him? Shall I run at him? Shall I run at him? Nah, better not. Pep will go crazy, keep the ball. But these street ballers that we used to watch, Quaresma, yeah, you just said it, Ben Arthur and these man here, 2 players. All right, mate. Yeah, you're getting ripped apart. Mahrez, 2 players. Yep, you're both gone. Sadio Mane, 2 players. Get out of here. Hazard, Sanchez, 2 players don't mean nothing. Just means I'm running past 2 of you instead of 1 of you. So it's different. I feel like now the modern winger that comes out of the academy, he's not even used to taking 2 players on because he's not allowed to. Because he sees 2 players and the coach will be thinking, right, there's 2 players on you, which means somebody's in space over there, so you've got to pass. And that's the modern game, unfortunately. There isn't enough freedom. These guys go into the Prem, 2 players on them. Oh, my days, what do? I can't go past 2 players. I've never done it. And that's the modern game. Lack of skill, lack of creativity, lack of risk. Yeah, academy coach will shout at you because if you've got 2 players on you, somebody's probably unmarked on the other side of the pitch. So they expect you to pass, keep the ball. Yeah, Matty just said, oh, Adel Taarabt he was a joke. He was an absolute joke. Some of these players, you wonder how they didn't have big careers. You look at the talent of Taarabt, Ben Arthur, Payet. And I know Payet did have a good career, but I feel like some of these guys could have been like some of the best players in the world. I think sometimes, I know a guy that he worked at Man City for a little bit, and he said that he told me once, he said Balotelli was one of the most talented strikers that he'd seen at Man City. He could finish in so many different ways. He was quick, he was strong, he could header, he could pin defenders. Sometimes these players, they're so talented, they don't have like a Jordan Henderson. No disrespect. Jordan Henderson knows that for him to have a big career, he's got to run for a brick wall. He's got to. He's got to run 12 kilometers a game, be a leader, talk a lot, work hard. That's the only way you're going to have a big career. Where somebody like Balotelli or Ben Arthur, they know naturally, I'm an incredible footballer. But sometimes they don't have that work rate and that determination to go alongside it because they're so talented. And then they end up flattering to deceive, which is why you do have to rate Ronaldo and Messi so highly, because to have that much talent and that much hunger and determination alongside it, you're a unique player. Do you know what I mean? 20 years at the top level. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Football is difficult. It's difficult to be good and continue to be good, because I've always said this, like, I can't imagine what it would be like to be 18 years of age and be getting £200,000 a week. What is that going to do in my life? That might derail me as a person, that I can't even become a great footballer. Imagine going on holiday in the summer as an 18-year-old with all your friends and you're getting 250 grand a week. I might not make it back for pre-season. I'm telling you, it's mad. You got to have some next level discipline in football. Leahy said there's a difference between being skillful on the ball and being a professional footballer. You need to be disciplined. Yeah, that discipline is difficult, bro. Honestly. A lot of us as grown adults would struggle on 250 grand a week and fame alongside that as well. Never mind being 18 and your whole friends and family. It's just mad. Football, I think, is another thing where the money has watered down the hunger. Because I think and yeah, you're right, South London, you're the family breadwinner. So all of a sudden, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your granddad, you got to buy them houses. You got to buy them cars. You got to pay for their holidays. You got to put the kids through college, university. Everything's on your shoulders. I think nowadays these young players get too much money too quick and the hunger disappears. I think that's another major problem. Is that, these guys at Chelsea Academy getting 20 grand a week and they've never played for the first team. Well, you're rich already. You're getting £1 million a season. So are you going to be that desperate? Like, I've got to make it into the first team, I think that's a big part of it as well. They kept younger players grounded when they were growing up. You still had to clean the changing room. You still had to clean the boots of a first team player. They let you know your place. I've still got some way to go before I get to that level. You see youth team academy players turning up, little Fiat Punto, getting his little money, and then the first team players turning up in the big Range Rovers and G-Wagons and, the Urus or whatever. But now the youth team players turning up in a Urus. He's turning up in a Urus. Like, yeah, man, 20 grand a week, I get the Urus. So then I think, is that mentality the same? Is that hunger the same? Look at Garnacho, yeah? Yeah? Not even that good, really. Not even that good as a young player, but hyped. We said for years he needed rest. This is the result, says J-Dime. I totally agree with you, bro. I'm reasonable from Starboy to Scarboy. Finished at 24, to Sakaki. Sad, man. Listen, I hope we can still get him back to what he was. Rooker said all players building too much muscle. Muscles are heavy. It's interesting. Do you think players are big? Are they too big nowadays? I haven't really thought about that. Saka looks like he's holding back, not overextending. I agree with that. Looks like he doesn't really sprint when he runs now. Arsenal aura kick-ups. Remember when Nelly stopped a ball on his back? People went mad blaming Hotmail. Still trying to get you on my channel. Early days, road to 100 subs. Shameless promo. Big up, see. Have you messaged me, right? All right, I will check. I think it's because it was Martinelli doing it, and we're like, bro, you ain't even that skillful. You know what I mean? We know Cherki's genuinely skillful. I don't trust the talent idea of Arsenal to go out and get the players we need to go to the next level. We'll go rummaging around Chelsea's recycling bin. They can't get away with buying another Chelsea player. It's a joke. Why always me said Saka is a left winger for me, see. He was cooking when Emery was at Arsenal. His best attribute is crossing from the left with Gyökeres waiting would be lethal. I'd like to see that. I would. Just because I think it simplifies his game. Go down the line and cross it in. And he has got a good cross. Chris said his wife works in sports science recovery. She absolutely agrees with that. Too much muscle focus. I think now as well. Do you think social media's had an effect on it? I think footballers now need a certain image. I'm thinking years ago. Look at Wayne Rooney, right? No disrespect to Rooney. I'm not saying he was overweight, but I don't think he was ripped and muscly. He was just big and strong, and he still had the pace to go with it. I think nowadays it's all image. You see these players in pre-season now, they're in the gym, they're putting up the videos, I'm training, tattered up, ripped up. I think you have to have a certain image with it now because footballers are a brand. And an agent will be telling you, we've got to maximize you for everything that we can get because this is a short career and we need to make as much money as possible. Do you know what I mean? And you look at somebody like, well, yeah, that's a great, you look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo came back that summer at Man United and went, right, I'm coming back looking like Action Man. Yeah, got ripped up abs, shoulders, arms, and it turned him from a footballer to a brand. He's the biggest brand in the world as a football player. He's bigger than a football player. So I think a lot of it's part of the image. Build an image, build a clothing brand, get a YouTube channel. Footballers now got YouTube channels. Ronaldo, Bellingham, Haaland, clothing brands. Get tattered up. It's all part of the look. Yeah, listen, Cristiano Ronaldo is probably the benchmark of sort of the work and the discipline. You've probably never seen a more disciplined player ever in the game. He's ridiculous. You know, when you watch stories and watch his documentary about how hard he works and trains, he's on that Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. I'm going to outwork you. You know, I'm not going to leave anything to chance. I'm going to work harder than you are. And then it's got him his career. That's why I have so much respect for Cristiano. I think Messi's a better footballer. I think a lot of Messi's talent is just God-given talent that he was born with and he harnessed it. But Cristiano was just the epitome of hard work and developing that talent. Recovery is huge, man. Listen, I tell anybody, I tell Cruz this, I tell everyone, sleep and nutrition. That is your best friend after football. People do not respect how important sleep is. Majority of people don't sleep properly. Do you know what I mean? We don't. A lot of us, you don't hit 8 hours. Especially if you got kids. I'm telling you, you have kids, you don't sleep the same way. If you can get that 8 hours every night and eat well, you got a much better chance. A lot of injuries are lack of sleep and poor nutrition. But anyway, I'm going on and on. Odegaard, Dodie, yeah. Well, I know they put that story out, didn't they, that he was vegetarian, but I don't know. Anyway, Benny Blanco. Everton are showing strong interest in Ben White, and despite other clubs having made enquiries, it is the Toffees that currently lead the race. What's your guys' opinions on Ben White? I honestly think that at the right price, I'd sell him. I'd get him out. I feel a little bit bad saying that because I do still think he's a good player, but I kind of think his time's up. He doesn't stay fit. I mean, he's a brilliant player to come in for Timber, but he's not fit enough. If you don't play every week and you're injury prone, something's wrong. So I think it's time to move him. I kind of agree with Southland. I thought maybe a slightly higher team, but then you have to look at, if you look at the Premier League table, Everton are currently 8th. They could get in the Europa League, or probably the Conference League is 7th. So realistically, he's at Arsenal. Second is City. They're not buying him. Man United are, I mean, I don't really rate United's right back, Dallo, but I don't think they'd go for him. Villa, Matty Cash, I think them two are at a similar level. Liverpool have got Frimpong. Chelsea got Reece James. Then you got Brentford in 7th. Maybe Brentford could have gone for him. But then Everton are next. And Everton are a bigger club than Brentford. New stadium, and Moyes and Arteta probably got a deal going on. Maybe get Ndiaye from Everton. You know, a lot of you in the chat have said Ndiaye is a left winger that you would take. Could we not go to them and say, look, we'll give you Ben White 30, 40 million. We probably value him at 30 odd million, and then we'll give you an extra 20 on top for Ndiaye. Yeah, I thought he was made for Newcastle. Made for Newcastle. Because Trippier is old, and it looks like they're going to lose Livramento. Livramento, by the way, in this same report, is being linked with Arsenal. So, yeah, I thought he'd have been perfect for Newcastle. If they lose Livramento, I like Livramento as a player, but again, he's injury prone. I don't like signing expensive injury-prone players, and Livramento will cost a little bit. Although he's only got 2 years left on his deal, so I don't know. I think Livramento's a very, very good right-back, but I just worry about his injury record as well. Secret Carper said, not an Arsenal fan, but I have to say, really like your channel. You're not afraid of calling out players and the manager. Toon fan here, and we are ish. Just give us Bruno Guimaraes, please. That's the one I want from Newcastle. I don't want Gordon. I do like Tonali, but I want Bruno Guimaraes. Big up Normski in the chat. He would be a good squad player if he came to Arsenal on the left wing. That's my thing with Ndiaye. I don't know if I'm being a snob. I don't look at him as the starting left winger that elevates us to the next level. And I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, because a lot of you rate him highly, and he looked good against us, but I don't know. Sometimes it's where they are. You know, if Ndiaye was in Europe at Atletico or someone, I'd probably want him, because at Everton, I don't know. Do you know what it is? No, it's not because he's at Everton. I haven't watched enough of him, to be honest. I don't truly know how good Ndiaye is. Some of you have probably watched him more than me. Hand of Arsenal says Livramento will jump at the chance to go to Arsenal. Yeah, of course he would, man. Of course he would. We could be the champions. Spanish coach. The only thing I would say with Livramento, where does he play? You come into Arsenal to sit on the bench. I don't know. Maybe he puts Timber at left back, plays Livramento right back. I don't know. It just seems strange why he would come to us to be a squad player. Big up Lay, who said it depends. He may be a very good as a centre back or a back three where he doesn't have to run as much, less injuries for him. Is he going to go to a back three? I can't see it. Can't see it. Arteta's stuck with that back four for a long time. If Ben White wasn't injury prone, I'd genuinely keep him. He's a really good squad player. But as I said a couple of months ago, what I heard is that he's sort of looking at the move because he knows he's not in this team if Timber's fit. There's no way Ndiaye is 50 million. Players like Dango Artura are going for close to that. Yeah, you could be right, actually. You could be right when I really think about it. They probably asked for 70 million for him. Squad players are going for 50 million now, so yeah, you make a good point. I think if you're in Everton shoes, you'd ask for 70 million quid. So, and I wouldn't pay 70 million for Ndiaye. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's worth as much as that, but he is good. At the moment, do you know the one that I like at the moment, right? And you guys know I like Liao, but just looking at who fits and who I think we could get, I'm going for Yildiz. At the moment, that's the one I'm saying. I'm assuming Arteta's still going to be in charge, right? Because if Arteta goes, my list changes. You give me a different manager, I want different players. But having watched this guy Yildiz this season, I think he's the one that we should go for. just because of what Arteta demands from his winger. I think he is like, I just think he ticks more boxes. The only thing is he drifts inside a lot. But I like him. I like him. Barcola, yeah, I do like Barcola. Yeah, Yildiz to me is like a quick Trossard, and I think that's the ideal kind of winger for Arteta. Technically very good with his ball, with the ball at his feet, can dribble, can shoot, can drift inside, puts in a shift defensively, and he's young. I think he ticks a lot of boxes. The new contract isn't a problem in my opinion because Juventus are having a terrible season. So I think you go to them with enough money, you get him. They're fifth in the league. They're not even in a Champions League spot. I like Leao. Leao doesn't defend enough for Arteta. I'm not a big fan of Nico Williams. Barcola's not bad. At least he's rapid and causes carnage, and he can dribble. There's not many other, and I do not want. And Anthony Gordon is one of the number one options that I don't want. To be honest, I do not want him. Oh no, Kvara, no. We ain't getting Kvara. I love the fact that people are saying Kvara because I like people aiming for those levels. We ain't getting him. He only signed for them last January, people. He's been there a year. He's been there a year. He signed a 5-year contract on massive wages. And if you read it, if you go online and look at the stuff he says about PSG, he loves it there. Apparently, like a lot of his family are living there with him. He ain't leaving. He ain't leaving. The only way you might get him out if Luis Enrique leaves and the project kind of falls apart a little bit, but he loves it there, man. We ain't getting him. We should have got him last year. We would have got him. If Arteta stays, we'll get Gordon and Goretzka. Do you know why it's crazy? Because that feels realistic. Like, there's been a lot of stories about both of them. If we get Gordon and Goretzka, I won't be doing a watch-along for the first game of next season. I'll be protesting. I want Bruno Guimaraes and Yildiz or Leao, you know. But anyway, Barcola's a strange one. Like, sometimes I say, nah, not enough end product. Then I watched the Chelsea game, and he was a menace. And I went, boy, he can dribble as well. I don't know. It would be on the list. It would be on the list. A lot of Arsenal players are dropping out of international duty. What we're trying to figure out is if it's dark arts or whether we have a cause for concern. Now, basically, Thomas Tuchel has allowed, I think, about 8 players to miss the first England game due to the fact played a lot of football and he doesn't need to see them. So Saka and Declan Rice have been given the week off. They won't apparently join up for international duty until the weekend. So they are having a break this week, which is good. They'll play the second game against Japan, which is next Tuesday, but they're not playing against Uruguay this Friday. So, Thomas Tuchel's giving them the week off, but Arteta hasn't given them a week off. So they're going to miss the first game. But Saliba, Gabriel, Trossard, Eze, Odegaard, and Timber have all pulled out of international duty. A lot of them with knocks. Apparently, Gabriel's was a kick. Saliba apparently was feeling pain in his ankle. Trossard was a knock. Eze, we know, has done his calf. He'll be out for a month. Odegaard, they're saying, is back. But apparently, the Norwegian coach chose not to bring him because he knows he's coming back from injury. So, again, an international coach looking after our players. Mikel, take note. Look after your own. I did read something yesterday. I don't know how true this is, that apparently Gabriel was seen coming out of a clinic in London, which people were panicking, saying, does this mean his is an actual proper injury rather than dark arts? But I said, look, what you got to understand, to get signed off international duty, you've got to see a doctor. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes they have to go and see somebody to sign some paperwork to say, I can't travel to play for Brazil because I've got bruising on my ankle or whatever. So, you know, who knows what that was? But we'll find out when we come back anyway. Man said he was at the hair clinic. Who knows? Maybe the veneers were being topped up. You know what I mean? Big C, I've been told PSG will go in heavy for Enzo. Do you think they would let go of one of their midfielders? I think if Chelsea don't make the Champions League, I think they might lose one of their big players in the summer. Whether that's Enzo, Cole Palmer to Man United, I think that one is one that we all know it's lurking in the background. Yeah, I think there's a good chance Chelsea are going to miss out on the top four. Top five, actually. I think fifth will get you Champions League. But, I mean, saying that, they're only a point behind Liverpool, but I just think Liverpool have got a little bit more about them than Chelsea. Chelsea look a bit all over the place, and now Salah's leaving. They're going to want to give him a bit of a goodbye or whatever. Rooker said go for Vitinha. You've got to really look at it, bro, right? The whole time PSG have had this project, no one's really gone there and cherry-picked one of their best players at a time when they weren't willing to do it. They knew what they were doing with Mbappe. They knew he was going to go. They actually turned down 100+ million the year before. They said, look, you're staying here till your contract runs out. Did I say PSG? PSG, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean, PSG. But I don't think you can just go to PSG and get one of their best players out of their team. They're not like, they are rich. That is a rich club. Capital of France, big football club, fanatical fan base. They win the league every year and they've just won the Champions League. It's not a club that you just walk away from. Do you know what I mean? Like they might look at Arsenal and go, that's not actually an upgrade on my career. Like I'm a Champions League winner. You know, it's not easy to get these guys out of there. As I say, if Luis Enrique leaves and things, Vitinha's on he's on 185 grand a week. So it's not, yeah. For Arsenal, it's not that big, but listen, if we don't win the league or the Champions League, go and get Luis Enrique and then drag somebody from PSG to Arsenal with you. That's what you do. That's what you do. Mudryk, Delap and Neto incoming if Lego Ed stays. We love a Chelsea reject, people. We love a Chelsea reject. Listen, I'm going to look at the international games. I might do a watch along. I know there's a few games starting from tomorrow. I think Brazil play France. Saliba obviously pulled out and Gabriel, but Martinelli's there. So yeah, we might have a look at that. Jamaica play on Thursday evening, early hours of Friday. So yeah, we'll have a look. We'll have a look, people. Big up to everyone locked in. 2,250. Big up the Twitch gang. Appreciate the support. While we're having a few quiet days during the international break. Big up to everyone though. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow.